Welcome to the Hero Escape Podcast, your weekly escape from podcasts with hosts that don't use their real names. I am one of your three co-hosts, Lee Harvey Oswald Cobblepot, and I am joined by...
Well done, sir.
Los Glucos Locos.
Oh, he's back!
Thanks, so crazy shit.
You wanted it?
Yeah,
we gave it to you.
And you know what? Today I am the Dream Weaver. Because you know why? It's a dream working with you guys.
Oh, look at you kissing up unnecessarily.
Now I have to get a card.
I do want to make a dedication. Let's dedicate this episode to that first supervillain to die in the Suicide Squad, Slipknot. You died too soon. We hardly knew you.
I'm not sure I wanted to know that guy.
Yeah, I think he died right when he should have. At the same time, everybody else should have died. Roll credits.
Movie over.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, speaking of movies, I feel like we've kind of been glossing over an elephant in the room of what we talk about, which is the MoviePass debacle. Okay. I know that you have MoviePass.
Yes, I do.
Right?
I do. I rock it out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried to get you on it, but you sort of resisted.
I did not take the bait.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Mm-hmm. But it started out so promising, didn't it?
Yep.
It was super exciting. I can't remember if I originally evangelized it to you, because it was starting...
I heard of it, but I thought this is clearly a scam. And then here you were, when you had it and it was working, like, holy cow, okay, and then I did it.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
a lot of people were like, no way. Like, you're going to show up to the theater and they're going to laugh in my face and send me away or something like that. Yeah. And it was the glorious dream for however many months. What has it been, like 10 months or something like that?
Wow. So for those who don't know, there's a company out there called MoviePass. You could, when they started, you could sign up. You paid $10 a month, and you could go to the movies as often as you wanted. Then it changed to like one movie a day, or maybe that's what it always was. I can't remember, but
they started putting limits at some point.
Started doing more and more limiting factors, right?
Yeah,
it was like the big name, like Infinity War. They started limiting people, like, and then
you've already seen that one,
and then it was like
today, or now you can't. You haven't seen this one yet, but it's at peak hours, so we're going to charge you an extra $4. Is that where you're?
Yeah, and that stuff has been pretty recent. There was a long time, several months, where it was pretty great. And then in January of this past January, they cut the price even more, and they're trying to do this cash grab where they said, hey, if you buy a year in advance, we'll cut it down to $7 a month. It was crazy.
Which is how I got my wife on it.
Yeah. And we work with a guy who, his wife, he got her on it, and they were going to so many movies that literally... his wife would say to him, hey, why don't we go see a movie? He's like, we can't. We've seen everything in the theater. Because they were going so much, because MoviePass made it so easy.
Yeah.
But now they have basically started nosediving. It's a little bit of a bummer, really. But they had that night a couple weeks ago where they ran out of funds. So a bunch of people went to the theater, and they were not able to actually buy their tickets, which is crazy.
MoviePass no longer had money to do it, which, like, how did you not see that coming? But
yeah, it's bonkers. And it's just kind of been downhill.
So your nose, is the news, this is officially done? Or are they going
They're not officially done, but I just feel like it's worth mentioning because they send out these emails pretty regularly. And if you're not on top of reading the emails, you may be out of the loop about what's going on. So they first, after that event happened, said, hey, we're changing things up. So they introduced a bunch of new things in a very short period of time. So they had a regulation about you had to take a picture of your stub after every movie.
Yep.
And then people hated that, so they removed it. And then they had this thing where if a showing got to a certain percentage full, like 90%, they would consider it a peak showing, as you mentioned, and institute peak pricing. People didn't like that, so they rolled back on that. And then they had this thing where, I'm trying to remember what some of the other limitations were. But literally, these emails were coming like once a week.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, we've got your feedback. We hear you don't like this, so we're going to change it up to this. And at one point in there, they talked about bumping it up to $15 a month, which I feel like would have been the smart thing to do. I still would have gladly paid $15 a month for it, but they never did that. Then they came back and said, okay, we're going to keep it at $10 a month. And I think this is the most recent, but now you can only do 3 movies a month. And there's certain movies that you're not going to be able to go to at all. Certain theater chains that are no longer going to participate and all this. And this company, which has got millions of dollars going through its fingers, sent out an email to its millions of users that basically said, hey, we're not really sure from day to day what movie showings are going to be available. So make sure you always check your app right before you leave. to make sure you'll actually be able to see the movie you're going to see, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right. So
Would
there's
you
your
even-
public service announcement for the day.
Do you even recall? I remember this was a thing in the news a while ago that people after the whole before the last, I guess, round of emails when they started implementing a lot of restrictions and people just started unsubscribing like crazy, and then they were getting emails saying you've been resubscribed.
Yeah,
because they had changed
Well,
their.
because the theory behind their business is like they're going to become such a bulk purchaser of movie tickets that they wanted to negotiate with the movie houses to get better pricing for the movies. Like, look, we're going to bring however many thousands of people to your theaters every day, but we want you, instead of you selling us full price, we want you to sell us the prices for, so they could.
I heard it was different. I'd heard,
but it's not working. So they're trying to do something else, I guess. Now
I'd heard their plan was that they were going to say we have increased your movie attendance by so much percentage. You are also seeing a big incentive in your concessions purchases. So you need to give us that percentage of your concessions purchases. And then they'd be able to say, if you don't, we drop your theater, you're going to lose all of this extra money, and people are they're going to go to this other theater down the road from you that is playing ball with us and spend all their money there.
So not to throw a third theory in there, but I actually read a statement that the CEO made at one point. This isn't to say that it was always his plan, where he talked about how, and this sounds like just a crazy plan. If you go in a city, your movie stub costs more money, right? Like you may be paying $13 as much as $15. Mm-hmm. They're only charging you $10. If you're going once a month, they're losing money on that first ticket. Mm-hmm. He was making the comment that, well, in rural areas where the ticket prices are well below $10, we're actually making money. So we were hoping it would balance out. But it's like, that math does not work. You've got population density and all these other things that are you're guaranteed to bleed money, which they did.
Plus, I feel like if somebody is saying, hey, I go to the movies once a month and it costs me $5, let me sign up for this thing that costs $10 a month so I can continue going to my movies once a month and pay $10.
So the rural people aren't going to sign up. Anyways, good to know.
Not, anyway, I think I'm on the verge of canceling. I don't know about you, but I haven't been using
the shenanigans
it.
continue.
You mean resubscribing?
Yeah, resubscribing.
Congratulations! You've been resubscribed. Something to look forward to in the future. I found out today that Apple is going to be throwing their hat in the ring with Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and all these streaming services, and they're devoting upfront $1 billion to developing original content. But the interesting bit was this. They somehow roped Steven Spielberg into an executive producer deal. Wow. And they are going to be rebooting, and I've never actually seen this show myself, so the old one. But back in the 70s, he had a sci-fi anthology show called Amazing Stories. Does that ring a bell to you guys at all?
I think I might remember that.
Yeah?
He just wants to sound cool. He doesn't remember.
Because my cousins would watch them. If it's the series I'm thinking of.
Oh.
And they would be kind of little,
He is cool.
sometimes little
How dare I
scary
doubt.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
I remember I have to look it up, but there was one about a mummy I remember loving it because it was so funny and scary.
Is it supposed to be kind of like the old Twilight Zone type things?
A
Or
little bit.
Similar. So can I tell you briefly, the one about the mummy was about them shooting a movie about a mummy. And then the actor playing the mummy was all in costume, so he could barely move and couldn't really talk because he had these bad teeth, prosthetics in his mouth. And he gets a call that his wife's giving birth to a baby right now. So he's running through this sort of backwards hillbilly town in this mummy costume trying to get there. And there's also a legend in this town of a mummy. So people now think he's a real mummy.
man.
And then they're trying to kill him, and he's running from places, and then he keeps showing up, and he's like terrible. It was pretty funny how like this, just bad luck, and then he actually ends up running into this gypsy who does have a real mummy and awakens the real mummy. So then there's at one point they're trying to
I gotta
hang
watch
him.
this.
They're trying to hang him at one point, and the real because they think he's a real mummy, and he's trying to tell them he's not. The real mummy is actually in the background behind the mob, like that. With
Laughing at him?
just wandering like that. And he's trying to tell him the movie like that. It's actually pretty good. So anyway,
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, it was good stuff. So I could see Spielberg being behind it because it had
I
his.
feel like this episode already derailed. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What we got? So you think that's it?
I think it's I remember now that you say that it felt very Spielberg, very good, well done.
Now
very
I
well
can't
done.
wait for it because if they reboot that Mummy episode alone, I'm totally on board.
Yeah.
Well, I thought this was the time of mergers. I would just have thought Apple would have bought an existing, you know, or
That's
just
true.
merge with Amazon.
They got the money to do it.
Or
kicking
merge
around.
with Netflix, but they're also very brand, like they don't want
Yes.
anything to sully their brand, right?
Exactly.
Like you got to polish that white apple,
Yeah.
which apparently is white now.
Spielberg was the only one that I felt was worthy of mentioning on our show. They did pull in some other people, so they are pushing hard, like Oprah and people like that.
The other ones want us to mention them, but
Yeah,
we're not
exactly.
gonna.
No, we're not going to give them our airtime reviewers. Moving right along. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this, or if you've already heard about it, but the first bit of the story is that Disney has been pushing, in as much as you can push within the rules, to get Black Panther nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards.
I've heard this.
Right?
Yeah.
They really want it. The Academy Awards came out and announced that they are introducing a new category. And the new category is going to be focused at these big blockbuster films. And it is called Outstanding Achievement in Popular Film. It's basically
It's them acknowledging we understand that everybody hates who we give the awards to, so we're going to pay attention to the fans a little bit.
It's saying we still want to give it to important artsy-fartsy movies, but now we have another category to give to movies that make $1 trillion.
that you have all
Well, that
these
makes
people.
more sense that they've left Black Panther in the theater so long. Like, I think there's still some theaters still playing it, even though it's been on DVD for a while. So I've been watching the box office mojo on this, and it was stuck at like 690 or high 80s, and then they've just left it in there until it just tripped over 700 million domestic. So it's actually made more money than Infinity Wars has domestically. Internet, if you worldwide, Infinity Wars crushes everything, but domestically, Black Panther has got the most this year.
Thanos will not stand for this.
Yeah. Can I say, I feel, if I was Disney pushing for Best Picture, and Black Panther was a good movie. I don't think it deserves Best Picture, but now this feels almost like you're not going to get Best Picture, but we created here's this other toy you can have that's not as cool as your brother's new toy, but like that.
It does. It seems like a slight.
It feels like kind of like
it's, yeah. I mean, it's almost ridiculous. Like the reward is they've gotten $700 million.
yeah.
Yes.
Right. But that's, I don't know. Again, I think it's just them trying to get buy-in, because you watch the awards and the common man watching that award ceremony doesn't, because they just keep giving awards to actors and movies I've never watched, nor do I have any interest in watching.
It's interesting that you say
It
that.
shows a
because,
disconnect with Hollywood and their audience.
Yeah, absolutely. The other reason that they're doing this, people are speculating, is because the last Academy Awards was the lowest rated in terms of viewers in, I think, either the history or in many, many years. So they're kind of a little bit scared, like, oh, we need to pull people back in. Maybe
I
think
can tell
you're
I have
right
no
to-
desire to watch millionaires give awards to each other, and that's all they're doing. I mean, that's just just having a new category doesn't make it more poignant to me. Like,
But
this
you're
does
right.
change my life.
You're right to bring that up in context of Black Panther, because that's the perfect one for them giving it to. They get to pat themselves on the back for,
yeah. It was very
Societal
well
reasons
reviewed
and
critically, you know what I mean?
and it
Like,
did
and
good,
it's
so.
considered, being well written and all that. But yeah, it's not the standard fare for the Best Picture category.
I love that. I love that movie. I still love that movie.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, I watch that. I can watch that every day. I love it. So
Yeah.
cool. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Last thing that I had for you was a little did you know kind of factoid that I certainly did not know. Did you know
Oh yeah.
that in Marvel's Avengers, the movie, they call it a mid-credit scene, when we see Thanos for the first time, a little hint of Thanos, right? His little, I think that's a side grin shot,
Yeah.
right? Did you know that was not Josh Brolin?
What?
I would have guessed it wasn't.
It was some random actor from True Blood, a show I've never seen, and they pulled him in. They put him in the makeup chair. He didn't even know he was going to be Thanos until right before
Really?
he went out and did the thing.
Yeah. all he
And
does
then
is-
later on, they're like, "So we love the Goonies, so we're downsizing, and you don't have a job."
Yeah. Is he sitting there now? So close. I was almost Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
not
just thought that was interesting.
it's
I
not
always
like we're-
assumed.
Yeah.
I assumed it was
That's
Brolin
crazy.
from
Just
the beginning.
from I
would've thought
I
that
could
too.
tell it was probably somebody.
He doesn't say anything, I guess, in that scene, so I guess they can get away with the kind of the.
It's not like we're talking like he got David Prowse out of Darth Vader getting the mask off.
That's true. That's true.
You know, it's like,
Yeah. Hey, can I add a news item that I heard?
oh,
I just want to see what you
news
guys
corner
think.
with Nathaniel is done, or now we're going on to Glucose
we can
Loco.
we can give it to Nathaniel.
Today in Glucose News.
Yeah, Glucose Locos News.
So I just want to hear what you guys think about this. Alec Baldwin
Yes.
has been cast as Thomas Wayne in the upcoming Batman movie. What do you think about that?
I feel like I saw an article today that said that he was no longer that.
Oh, really? I
So-
just read the one that said he was. Well, they must have changed
Yeah.
their minds quick on that.
Interesting.
Well, they didn't change their minds when the fans vomited at Ben Affleck becoming Batman. Maybe.
I don't know
I
how
don't
I
know.
feel
Honestly,
about
I feel like that's still gone back and forth. Like he might still be in there. I don't know. I mean, he's not writing or directing anymore, but he may still be Batman. I don't know.
I like Alec Baldwin, but I don't necessarily see him as Thomas Wayne.
Yeah,
It works for me.
I feel like I'll be watching.
It's not even that important of a character. He shows up, he dies.
Yeah, it's more about what he represents,
Well,
really.
I
at
don't
the
know
end
that
of
he
the
If
day.
you're casting an Alec Baldwin, you're going to make a bigger. You're going to give him more than just you show up, you die. Unless Alec Baldwin just said, "I want to be in a Batman movie. And I don't care what I have to do."
Yeah. I mean, I actually, I don't know when you think about it. Like, you go to the first Star Trek movie, Chris Hemsworth playing the first Captain Kirk,
Yeah,
the dad of James T. Kirk, right? And
Was Chris Hemsworth that too?
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, it was Chris
didn't know
Hemsworth,
that.
and he freaking nails it. Like every time I watch that movie, I'm bawling when he dies. Like that is so awesome.
But did anybody know who he was back then?
no,
When he-
it was
yeah,
like
so-
a kind of a breakout role for him. But
It was a lore explanation, right? The
Yeah.
reason that Captain Kirk is such a suave ladies' man, son of Thor,
I guess so.
makes perfect
guess so.
sense.
no, but I'm just saying. But now I'm thinking Baldwin. I don't think death scenes. He does. Does he do that? I mean, he did. I don't know.
did it in Mission
He
Impossible.
certainly can pull off Billionaire. He can pull.
spoiler.
I didn't think his death scene was all that amazing. I mean, he did it, but
You weren't crying? I was crying. No kidding.
He landed a
Okay,
couple
well, we'll
punches
see.
on Mustache Cavill.
He
so
did.
I was
He did.
impressed.
He did. He did.
So, it's part of my Dreamweaver moniker for the day. Is I hear about this, and you guys don't try not to roll your eyes when I say it, but like spirit animals.
My eyes, they're rolling right now. I know this is an audio podcast. Like it's like a full roll all the way up across the top. Down
I
the
see
side.
it. I see it.
Yep.
And
My wife taught me how to do it.
complete. Like,
Okay, so there's this wonderful guy at our church. He has a disability, but he looks normal, but he has learning and disabilities. But when you get to know him, he will bestow upon you your spirit animal, and once you get this spirit animal bestowed upon you, brag about it to everybody else because you want to be in with this young man.
That's kind of
who's-
awesome.
Yeah, it is really cool. So I've pooched. I accidentally called him the wrong name, so I'm pretty sure he hates my guts. But he's a sweet kid. But
You got a really lowly animal assigned to you now.
It's a slug. Anyways,
Trash rat.
but that got me thinking. What would be, instead of a spirit animal, what would be like somebody's spirit hero?
Oh.
All right. So I want to chuck it out to you guys. And since I've had more time to think about it, you guys can mock me relentlessly. And those of you at home, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. So
hold on, let me power up my mocking ray.
reload your mocking fists.
Yep, exactly. Let me make sure there's plenty of ammo.
Yeah.
I've already got yours down pat.
Okay.
And this just came to me, but it is spot on. Because of your curmudgeonliness, how could you not be J. Jonah Jameson? You know? Like, oh, these movies today and that Kid Parker. Why do you got all these liberal themes in my movies going on? This is terrible.
He's a menace.
And when you say you are looking at Los Glucos Locos.
Yes,
over
Los
here.
Glucos
Yes.
Locos,
Okay, yeah.
yes. Don't want to confuse things.
J. Jonas Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson. Sure, I'll take
So
it.
you definitely got the spirit of it. Pick somebody from the
I wanna
world
be-
of superhero. Anything. It doesn't have to be.
I want to be the
Marvel or DC.
Raimi movies, J. Jonah Jameson, or the comic version. I'm not the any other J. Jonah
Okay,
Jameson.
so
To clarify, okay.
So, to clarify a little bit, so I'll pick on, like, what I'd like to be would be, like, original trilogy Luke Skywalker. However, I'm not that awesome. Okay, so what I actually am is different than what I would like to be, right? So, for me, I'd love to be Thor because he's awesome. and chicks dig him, but that was the main reason why not me. And then I was thinking Captain America, but then he looks great in spandex, so again, not me.
You do throw plates a lot.
The plates a lot, yes.
Yeah.
Wait, man,
That's good.
No.
I'm gonna bounce this plate off that wall.
So no. So again, not appearances, all right. But so the one that I felt like for me, this feels a little bit egotistical, but I, like many people, I identify with Peter Parker because you read the comics and like he screws up all the time, trying his darndest to do the right thing, but it never really turns out the way he's hoping, right? And so I feel like my life's like that. I'm trying to do the right thing. I screw up way too much, but I'm still trying to do the right thing. And those who do know me love me, and I love them. And I kind of would pick him over other people who are always trying to do like that because he's got that goofy thing. He puts on the mask and he's got that really ridiculous sense of humor, like for the labor. And he's always the one with the funny quips or whatever. So that's still probably an aspirate. So basically, now that I've listed all of the flagship characters of all the franchises, what it really means is I have a ginormous ego.
I'm all the A-list guys.
So that's a very circumtuitous route to say I'm ego. Star-Lord's father. I'm my ego. So they go freaking flag. That's who I am.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
So any counter arguments there? Because I want to tell you guys what I was thinking about for each of you. Do you want to pick on me?
So you think your spirit hero is Spider-Man? Is that who you say you?
I humbly submit that I have
you
a
humbly submit.
Yeah, so nothing's going to be like a perfect match, but go ahead. Here comes the right cross of the mocking jaw.
Yeah. I don't know. I see a little Star-Lord in you, maybe. A little bit of Star-Lord.
Yeah.
That's what my wife said.
Really?
Actually. Yeah. Because you're silly bitch, you're trying to do the right thing, blah blah blah. You're a good guy.
Who else?
I was like, I also look good when I have that scene after my shirt off. She's like, well, no.
Yeah.
Good, because it's not supposed to be a visual thing, honey. Okay.
It's purely
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm having a hard
Lee
time
Harvey
breaking
Oswald
it down.
Cobblepot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to pick on Los Glucose Locos.
Locos.
Yes.
I want to say Lobos so bad.
So you already started it on him, so I want to go ahead and so I think for you, it's got to be because you have like that curmudgeonliness that you're always picking on, but you're also you're freaking hilarious. So I was thinking K2SO.
K2SO.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Freaking brilliant. And I love it's like one of my favorite characters in that movie that we both love. Mm-hmm. And he's totally like he's a curmudgeon the whole time, but doing the right thing the whole time, being a good guy the whole time, right? Yeah. So I'm stuck between that and like some of the TV version, comic book versions of Hawkeye. So he's like the curmudgeon but brave. Yeah. And how his aiming with an arrow, that's you with your sense of humor. It's like 100% on point.
That's sweet.
That's what
You're such a sweetheart. You know what? At first, I did not like the K2SO, but as I think about his lines in the movie, I'm like, yeah, all right, I see it. Like when he says, like, do you know the chances she's going to use that blaster on us? High, really high. I can see myself saying that exact same thing. Like, you get like if you gave my son like a squirt gun, you know the chances he's going to use that on us? High, really high. Like,
yeah. So 2 favorite characters of mine. I don't want like those are who doesn't love those. Anyways,
all right.
Do you accept this?
I bow to your assessment.
There's that mocking.
I humbly accept.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna pick on the handsome guy to my left now.
I would like to think before you give me your assessment, I would like to think sometimes that I'm like the heroic version of Iron Man, but I think the reality of my life falls more towards the obnoxious side of Tony Stark, where I think I'm so funny and I'm just cracking jokes all the time. And at a certain point, the other members of the team are like, come on, like, can you take something seriously at some point here?
I can't assign anybody an Iron Man until they at least hit millionaire status. So, sorry.
Polite pass.
Yeah.
Budget Iron Man.
Yeah.
Tin Man.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm thousandaire Iron Man.
Yeah, thousandaire. Yeah.
So hit me with the reality now.
Okay. So outside the box, just a little bit. Once I thought of it, I could not get my brain off of it. So we're just gonna roll with it. Okay.
Roll. It's a blob joke. Go ahead.
All right. No. Hellboy.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, because of your obsession with like villains and stuff, and how Hellboy, the character from the comic books and the movies from way back now, he's like actually supposed to be like a bad guy, but he's like totally lovable and husband. And he has like, he collects all these kittens, and you don't collect kittens, but you collect all these other things. And I just think the more I thought of like reasons to like it, I just like, and come on, dude, if you got like the little shaved off horns on your head, the visual would work over here.
Yeah.
Cutting those
the visual
horns
would
off
work.
and filing them down. And now you're calling attention to it on the podcast.
Yeah. And like, he's a seriously cool character, by the way. I totally
I like it. Yeah. I'm a little disappointed that Perlman is not playing him in the new movies they're doing. But
Is there a new Hellboy?
There's new Hellboy movie?
In the
News
works.
breaking
in the
for
works.
me?
It's not like coming out soon or anything, but in the works.
Yeah, I
it's
saw that
not
they're
Perlman.
teasing it, that they want to make some more. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, I enjoyed those movies.
I like
don't know
that.
if they
I like
even-
it. I like that.
Was that good?
I also accept.
All right.
I like
Sweet.
that
Sweet.
quite a bit.
All right. All right. Awesome.
So what we'd love to hear from those folks at home who just heard, dude, have this conversation with your friends and family. It doesn't have to be a perfect match. Just find that characteristic about a character that you like. It can be from My Little Ponies, Star Wars, DC, a one-off movie that you liked. It's just a cool thing. Spirit Hero. My families love that conversation. Tune in, text, tell us what you think. Maybe if you have better Spirit Heroes for us or your friends, we'd love to hear them. Anyways, totally love that.
Yeah, then you guys can do like we're gonna do and go out and get tattoos of your spirit hero
Yep.
on your neck.
A large one right across the chest.
Sure.
And we'll read them on our next mailbag segment.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, let us know.
All right. Well, I have something for you guys if you're ready for this.
Oh, we're so...
He is shuffling papers, people. This
We're
is
gonna be-
serious stuff.
I'm gonna challenge you.
Okay.
no.
Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot.
I think I'm deep in the negative on street cred. So,
I think you'll do okay on
what
these.
kind of credit do you accept?
Hold on,
So-
let me get Google fired up here.
I know Mr. Cobblepot loves villains.
Yes, he does.
So I'm going to read some lines of famoso villains and see if you can tell me which villain said this particular thing.
If I
Right.
fail, am I going to
Okay,
lose
does he
my
get
spirit
first
hero?
stab? Does he get first
Sure,
stab?
sure. You know what we'll do? If you can't get it, the next guy. So who are you guys decide one?
Okay, you got no
Okay.
Okay,
Is it movies or...
it's all movies. Yes, it's
Oh,
all,
then I
it's all
stand a
movies.
chance.
So
Okay,
that-
movies is all I got. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
yeah. I didn't pull from like
First
comic books or
one,
anything.
Hellboy.
Well, he's not
Okay.
a villain, right?
I
So-
tried.
Okay. Let's see. How do I want to start with a tough one?
I need the softball. Give me the softball.
Softball. Okay. All right. This will be easy.
need
This
a
will
warm-up,
be easy one to
coach.
get you guys warmed up. I'm like a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught it.
Oh, Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah,
You
so
got
like
it.
you better get that one.
got
I
it.
will revoke permanently your street cred card.
Okay. You got it.
Dog chasing cars.
All right. Here's the next one. I'm going to warm you guys up.
Okay,
That's
this
the tough ones
one.
in
I
here.
got first crack at this one.
Yes.
You maybe give a pause. Maybe our audience wants to try to guess too. So give a brief pause.
Oh
Let me
yeah,
try to
brag
get it.
online if you beat us to the punch on these.
Okay. Oh no, I won't do that one.
I won't either then.
No, we'll do this one. I've done far worse than kill you. I've hurt you, and I wish to go on hurting you. I shall leave you as you left me, as you left her, marooned for all eternity in the center of a dead planet, buried alive. Buried alive.
Oh man, that is so
Is
familiar.
it tickling your memory at all?
Yes.
Really? Is it?
That's it?
Is it Khan?
It's Khan.
Really? Her?
Captain Kirk.
It was the her part that threw me.
Because he left both of them on a planet, and then his wife dies.
Left
Benedict
when you said the
Cumberbatch.
her, that's when it threw me. I was trying to
Sorry,
picture
yeah.
a her, but he's referring to a her that you really have never seen.
You've
in the
never
movie.
seen her.
That was a good one. That was a really good one. Street cred points to
yeah,
Cobblepot
points
over
to-
here.
okay.
All right.
Okay. How about this one? Ooh, no, some of these are tougher than I'm thinking about. Does it ever
feeling
wake
guilty
you?
now.
Does it ever wake you in the middle of the night, the feeling that one day they will pass that foolish law, or one just like it, and come for you and your children?
That's X-Men.
I'll give you X-Men. It is from an X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Here, I'll give you another quote. Another quote from the same character.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You must be Wolverine. That remarkable metal doesn't run through
That's
your entire
Magneto.
body, does it? Yep.
Yeah.
Magneto.
When I said X-Men, my brain said Magneto because he's the guy.
Okay.
But
All right,
anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well done. All right. So you're doing good, right? I think has there been any, did you guys get the one?
We haven't totally bombed it. No.
Okay. Yeah, you've got
Teamwork.
Oh, ho, ho, you sly dog. You got me monologuing.
Oh, pick me. Syndrome.
Syndrome, exactly. Yes.
Yzma. Yzma's in your chair.
Yeah. Awesome. I thought you'd be the one to get that one. Okay.
Oh, that's hilarious.
This is gonna be this one's a little tougher. I'm gonna give it to you. When they touch down, we'll blow up the roof. They'll spend a month sifting through the rubble, and by the time they work out what went wrong, we'll be sitting on a beach earning 20%.
Ooh.
What the heck?
Oh,
this is from a live action, kind of a
Live action movie? No.
type.
It's not like a hero-based movie, like a superhero.
It is.
It is?
Not a superhero-based movie. No, yeah, not a superhero. It's an action movie.
Come on, I know this one.
Maybe the most famous action movie of all time.
Die Hard?
Yes. What's the name of the guy?
I didn't know
Do
that
you
as a
the-
quote. I just know it's his favorite action movie.
Do you know the name of the guy who says it?
Is it
Hans Gruber.
Snape?
Okay, here we go. You guys ready?
This hero needs to escape.
All right.
Okay.
I wonder if someone's out there shouting, it's Die Hard, that's Hans Gruber, come on!
Yeah.
Against the power of Mordor, there can be no victory.
Saruman.
Saruman the White, yep.
Bam. See how I just bammed that?
Well done. Well
He also says,
done.
I was going to give you, I gave you the
dropped the
chance
mic,
of
but that
aiding
was-
me willingly,
Yeah.
but you have elected the way of pain.
The way of pain.
Okay, this is
Do you
an
work
easy
on
one.
your accent when you deliver these?
yeah,
I'll
come
try.
on.
I'll try.
Sell it a little more, won't you?
This is an easy one, so you should get this very quickly. No more Optimus Prime, grant me mercy, I beg of you.
No more Optimus Prime. Grant me mercy. I beg
Grant
of
me
you.
mercy, I beg
I want
of
to say
you.
Megatron, but I can't picture him saying that.
It is Megatron.
Yeah,
Really?
He's faking that, and then as soon as Megatron lowers his gun, he picks up a blaster and shoots him. There we go. I should have you read these.
No, you should read them in the voices is what should
I'm
happen
not
here.
good at voices. Okay. I'd almost forgotten you were here, standing on the bones of my father. I'd introduce you, but rumor has it you're almost as famous as me these days. I'll give you another
That
quote.
also rings a bell. Yeah.
I don't think this quote will help you, but I'll give it to you. There is no good and evil. There is only power, and those too weak to seek it.
Oh, that also rings a bell. Oh my goodness.
If I give you a hint, want to give you a small hint?
The bones of your father. Can you read the first one again?
It's that line.
I'd
hear you're
almost
as
forgotten you
famous
were
as me
here,
now.
standing on the bones of my father. I'd introduce you, but rumor has it you're almost as famous as me these days.
Yeah, that line is super familiar.
It's based on, it's from a movie.
I know this.
It's also
Yeah, I
based
know.
on books.
Well, that's like every movie
I
nowadays.
so know this. What is this?
7 books.
The audience is screaming right now.
Is it Harry Potter? The Potter?
Harry the Potter, yeah.
Yeah.
The Potter.
You're a Harry
Voldemort
wizard.
say
It's
that?
Voldemort. Yep. Voldemort.
Now I got it. You're a Harry wizard.
That line, you're almost as famous as me these days.
Yeah.
That totally yeah.
Yeah. Voldemort says that. He's got some good lines. All right. You guys are never going to get this one. I mean, I'm going to read it to you because I think it's... I just had to
man.
include this guy, but you're never going to
Wait,
get it.
those were the easy ones?
And if someone out there gets this, well, there's no way. I guess there's no way. You could just say you got it.
You will get 1 bajillion imaginary points.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. If you can get this, you get 1,000,000 points on our
Street
scoreboard.
cred points.
Yes, we'll win this game the old-fashioned way, the tried and true way. We'll cheat. Let me try to say it in the voice.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll win this game the old-fashioned way, the tried and true way. We'll cheat.
Oh, I like that delivery. I have no idea who it was, but I kind
I'm
of
wrong.
It's not the Wicked Witch of the West, but if that's your thing. That's also her voice.
His spirit animal is actually Black Widow because he's amazing over there. Okay. He's getting by on his looks and feminine wiles. Wow. Okay.
Do you have any other clues for that one?
What's a clue? I will give you the clue that it's an animated cartoon from the 80s.
Ooh.
An animated cartoon as opposed to those real life cartoons
Yeah.
that I used to
okay.
love.
I appreciate you clarifying that. I'm just going to Hail Mary and say like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's from the 90s, I think.
I got nothing.
You're too young. Skeletor.
You were channeling a little bit of Krang there.
Skeletor.
That's from the
movie.
movie. They didn't make a He-Man. Is that from the He-Man live action movie with Dolph Lundgren?
No, that's from the animated series. I guess I did. I guess I messed you guys up on that.
You led me
Sorry,
astray.
everybody.
I like the voice though.
I'll get you for this, He-Man.
Let me look at the
It's
list
the
here.
last thing I do.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh man, why didn't I
me
just
the
have you guys
papers.
read these? Okay, here we go. Okay, this was from a superhero movie. I know you're good people. I know you mean well, but you just didn't think it through. There was only one path to peace: your extinction. I'll give you another line. If you
Ultron.
need it. Ultron, you got it. The other line, which I now I need to watch this movie because I remember him saying this and I want to read this, but I love this line. I'm glad you asked that because I wanted to take this time to explain my evil plan.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay.
Spirit villain, anybody?
Nothing is more important than family. You saved my daughter's life, and I could never forget something like
Michael
that.
Keaton.
So I'll give you one
Vulture.
chance. Yeah, you
Yep.
got it. Yep, you got it. I thought you guys might get that recent movie. Adrian Toomes, The Vulture.
I wouldn't have been able to remember his real name. I would say that.
Yeah.
All right. This is not from a superhero movie, but it is from a movie. Since you're new here, I'm going to cut you a break today. So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Back to the Future.
Who says it?
Stupid idiot guy.
Biff.
Yeah.
Make like a tree and get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Biff.
Fly.
Biff
Okay,
something or
I
other.
just got a couple more. This one is going to be. The ones I want to end with. I'll end with those, but and I'm sure you're going to nail it right away. But I'm going to give you this really hard one. You got to think really out of the box for this one.
Oh snap!
Do you see any Teletubbies around here? Do you see a slender plastic tag clipped to my shirt with my name printed on it? Do you see a little Asian child with a blank expression sitting outside of a mechanical helicopter that shakes when you put a quarter in it? No? Well, that's what you see at a toy store. And you must think this is a toy store because you're in here shopping for an infant named Jeb. One of us has made a gross error and wasted the other person's valuable time. This is an art gallery, my friend. This is a piece of art.
From Broken, Unbreakable.
Yep.
The Glass Man.
Mr. Glass. Yeah, you got it. Oh, street cred. Ooh, street cred restored.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Way to nail the quote, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I wanted to get that guy in there, and I thought this is the quote that'll get it, if anything.
At the end, one of us has made some gross error in judgment. That's when it like got
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's stop there. That was a good note.
Okay, well, I got one. This should be a softball for you guys, but I had to include this one from this universe. I feel like any of these are going to give it away so much.
Keep score at home. How many of these you're getting at home faster than us?
So be it. Jedi.
Emperor Palpatine.
Yes. The other lines.
I had it at so be it, dude.
I know.
So
the other lines I had, which get help. You're no match for him. He's a Sith Lord. Would you have gotten that one? No.
Yes, this the Darth Sidious.
That's from episode 2, I believe.
3.
Is it 3?
Yep.
And then the one that's super easy. Good, I can feel your anger. I am defenseless. Take your weapon. Strike me down with all of your hatred, and your journey towards the dark side will be complete.
Feel your
I rushed to that.
Take your weapon. Strike me down with all of your hatred. Sorry.
All right, well, you guys did really well. I think you got like almost all of them. The only ones you didn't get were the Skeletor, which that one was stupid anyways. I just wanted to have Skeletor in there because I have a love for Skeletor.
Who doesn't? I mean, he's just a sweet guy.
Join us next week when we have Dreamweaver recite the entirety of A New Hope from memory.
Yeah, you probably could do.
I'm not too shabby. Yeah.
Anyways,
Got to keep
that
leaping
was
out with that R2 though.
that was the game that I wanted to play, and you guys did resoundingly well. If we had a street cred meter, it would be up near the top.
I'd be back at 0, basically. I climbed out
You
of the hole.
I think you'd be in the positive. You got
the hardest
you got
one
the
of the day.
Joker one. You got the. Did you get the Hans Gruber one? You did get that one.
Yeah. Good.
You got the. Who got the Voldemort one? Did you get that?
Yeah,
one?
he got the.
I think you.
No,
got
I
the
said
Voldemort.
you're a hairy wizard. Yeah.
Either way, you guys got it. You got Khan. That was a big.
That was a big one. All right.
Anyway.
Very nice. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this week. I hope everyone has enjoyed it. As usual, you can find us at heroescapepod.com. And if you want to communicate with us, if you want to comment on this, you can comment on the Spreaker site where the episodes are. We're also on Twitter. We're on Facebook. If you want to send us an email, you can send us an email at heroescapepodcast@gmail.com. We love all the feedback that you guys send in.
Love it, love it, love it.
Feel free, and we'll see you again